Welcome to ShiftWatch. I'm your host, Starbuck. In this episode, Gareth Duignam invited me to join him on his channel, Endless Possibilities Podcast, after a series of synchronicities around Mount Shasta, the Lemurians, and light beings that just can't be ignored once they've been received repeatedly. Much light was shed on these multidimensional experiences being realized by others. Next, here is a post-geostorm analysis from the recent events and the lingering effects. Also, evidence and a look back at the associated power grid destructions that already took place in Sweden back in May during that solar blast. It's a preview of things to come, and nothing can stop it. Then, lately we've been experiencing some extraordinary phenomenon when the sky becomes a kaleidoscope. Here is auroral activity that lasted from a multi-day series of geostorms recorded from northeast Missouri. If you note the timestamp, this clip captured the skies from 1700 until just after midnight, to include the bright light mass rising from the horizon just after midnight. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the sun rising, so what was it? And finally, this is for those of you who connect with elemental forces. This was sent my way. The dragons have a message for you. The dragons prepare the way so that the archangels can wake us up at a deep soul level. Today marks the presence of Archangel Gabriel, carrying the pure violet flame of transmutation, and Archangel Mariel, in charge of the soul star chakras of humanity, bringing it into our awareness.
Our carbon bodies aren't really designed to do that. Where we're heading, those bodies are. And I should point out as well, because we got a lot of interest in space travel. And it's not like my guides are tamping that down. Oh, we're all going to space travel. If we're astral traveling, we do some of that now. But our actual physical forms are going to be able to go into space too. Not in our human forms here. Do we belong out there, Gareth? No, we don't. Our bodies aren't adapted to that, but they're about to be. And so what we spend our time and focus on trying to understand about getting off the planet, bless your hearts, we're all going there, but it's not going to be in this form. So I kind of ignore what's been going on with SpaceX and, trails of satellites that are, just there's so much debris around the planet. Aside from the satellites that kept being pushed out there, when this solar phenomenon that's going to change the nature of Earth's consciousness comes, it's going to take all of that stuff out as well. Now, whether it transmutes the mass, I'm curious to see whether that happens, but all of those electronics are going to go silent. And that's what there's all kinds of more distractions, because I think the people have a sense, those that are in charge, of what's about to happen, and they're hanging on for all they're worth. Their wealth and power is all going to go once the cord's plugged from no power. Yeah, your Bitcoin isn't worth a damn thing anymore, is it?
Okay, so you're talking about a digital blackout.
Power blackout.
Okay.
Our technology is going to be useless because the sun is going to disable all of that grid work. And there's no one coming to fix it. New Earth already has her solution. And those people that are moving into that plane, you're good. It's the rest of them that didn't get it that's going to be here to watch the rest of the entropy take place on the third dimensional form. And they still have their third dimensional lessons they have not yet played out. And if you're watching some of this chaos going around, they're building up a lot more karmic stuff that they're never going to clear. And I just send them love and light. It's not my journey. It's certainly one that they chose, but it's not the prevailing notion for Earth here. In a few years, everything is going to be different.
Okay. And the Lemurians, are they going to help? Is it going to be their time to come out and help humanity?
Yes, that's exactly what they've been doing. They have a soft spot for us, or they wouldn't have reached out at all, not even to me. What's the point? They withdrew to protect their energy long ago, and they continue to do so for reasons that I fully understand now. And I'm going to share something with you that I have not put out on a broadcast yet. Because when I learned this information, and I got it from Kumu, so I've known it since the year after I visited Telos, I really didn't have a comprehension of how our little crazy hijinks here in the third dimension can vibrate and pattern into other dimensions, but they do. I was ignorant about that. And I just thought that those things were bulletproof from third dimensional. They're not. And so that's why they withdrew to protect their energies. They're here to share everything that they did because they are service to others being at their core. Their lives are to inspire, the next evolution in their spiritual journeys. That's what they're here for. And they're here for the rest of the planet as well. But now I'll tell you what Kumu told me. That yes, there's still a core of Lemurians that are here in Shasta, but the majority of them had been moved to another nearby planet. She said 11 years ago from the time she told me that story. So that was like 2021, she told me. So about 2010, the majority of the Lemurians were moved off the planet for this very purpose, that humans were volatile and they're going to protect their energies because Gaia is coming out of this. And based on what I was telling you back in the green room and our little hope for humanity, I feel much better about that because I saw what took place to assist humanity in their evolution, because it wasn't like our DNA hadn't been dicked with. Things are on the right course. And I had been convinced that during this incarnation of mine, I would be present for the shift. I'm about to turn 72 to be official, and the clock is ticking. So, one, enjoy all this 3D time you can because the planet is beautiful and it has many things to offer, but her form's about to change. Are you going with her or are you not? It's your choice.
Wow.
Good morning, folks. Welcome, observers. Another X-class solar flare this morning. We're going to be going over that. There's other space weather news as well. We're also going to be hitting science on the major solar storm last year, teeny tiny nova events, and magnetoreception in lizards. We also have the next issue of Observer Review coming out tomorrow. Let's break it all down, starting with the two notable solar events. Filament collapse via side shift, canyon of fire, and field arcades left in its wake there did not produce a significant CME. Then an X4 solar flare erupted from the northern departing sunspot group that caused the solar storms this week. Its position sent most of the plasma up and away from the Earth, but the broader, fainter plasma shockwave does appear to be extreme once again. It's nothing scary for Earth due to its position, but we could take a glancing blow off that eruption in about 2 or 3 days. It's worth noting that if that flare this morning had happened just 2 days earlier, it would have been facing Earth and would have been added to the storm intensity that we got the last few days. Notable also that NOAA forecasts small-scale geomagnetic storms 2 days from now already due to this coronal hole, which we'll also see in the image difference momentarily. Its solar wind should be arriving at Earth about the same time as that glancing blow from the CME, so minor fireworks expected to kick off next week. But this week's fireworks technically aren't done yet. Confusion on social media yesterday as the bulk of the solar storm-driven outages and system glitches happened, along with the sentence, wait a minute, didn't the solar storm end yesterday? Well, this thing you're looking at here is the ionospheric correction, just getting back into normal today. Yes, the solar storm in Earth's magnetic field ended hours earlier, but that's not when the solar storm is done with Earth. Much of the energy does indeed come down and induce and impact areas like the surface right away, but significant energy is also stored in the upper layers. That trickles down. The most dangerous times for solar storm effects is actually a tie between that peak KP index of the solar storm And when the bulk of stored energy trickles down at the same time as that first batch is discharging up from the Earth capacitor, about 12 to 48 hours after the KP index drops. Looks like that risk ended last night, not 2 days ago when the KP index dropped. You just got a master's level lesson in space weather impact to technology. Folks, looking back to the May 2024 solar storms, it is now confirmed that the induced currents are what broke the transformer in Sweden that cut the power to Poland. They note that while the timing of the event may have been different if steps had been taken, they could not have changed the outcome, which is not shocking at such high geomagnetic latitude, and with this other recent study suggesting that over 100 of their major lines would take surges capable of destruction in a centennial event. Good morning, folks. Welcome, observers. We've got a major news story that broke yesterday about the solar storm this past week, and it is not good news. We have other solar and geomagnetic studies to cover today, and of course, we're starting with space weather and the last 24 hours on our star. Not exactly quiet had eruptive events go off the southern incoming limb, filament release north of the coronal hole, and an M-class solar flare top right from the now departed sunspot group. Nothing more has been launched our way, but what was launched our way is arriving this morning. Solar wind here showing the minor impact we did already expect today, a combination of the glancing blow CME component and the northern coronal hole stream. Geomagnetic conditions are unsettled this morning, but still short of storm levels. First in the articles today, revisiting something we've seen in various parts of the United States, England, Australia, and New Zealand. The Alberta solar storm risk is an amplified combination of its high geomagnetic latitude, the local geology, and the technological infrastructure and power system layout being favorable for induction. It is all three of these that determine where the strongest geoelectric currents are going to be found impacting our technology. More on those currents in just a moment. But next up in the articles is this. It is in Spanish, but it's 2025. Most of you should know how to translate a paper online by now. It is only the 10th publication I can recall confirming the relationship between solar storms and workplace accidents, occupational hazards due to human error. But all 10, including this one, have been extremely well put together, and none have been challenged in the journals. Of course, we've seen many papers on solar storms and earthquakes, but sometimes the magnetic anomalies occur during solar quiet times. If that's the case, it's usually going to be a magnitude 7 or higher. Powerful solar storm level disruption, except locally, with no solar storm globally, and right where the earthquake is about to happen. Last but not least, saw someone post the CNN article yesterday making a big claim, and I knew just where to go look. British Geological Survey, and oh dear, it's real. Local conditions hit KP9 at high latitude this last week, with the strongest geoelectric current ever recorded at Shetland. While the data only goes back to 2012, that means the solar storm this past week induced stronger currents than the 2012, 2015, 2017, and even last year's May 2024 solar superstorm. No. That's never going to happen in a million years unless our magnetic field is tanking hard and fast. Then again, this is what you've been expecting, right? Without these forecasted accelerations, we wouldn't be getting the pole shift till the 2070s, but we've got them, and they are getting worse.
Hello there. I'm just going to get you a quick message from the dragons. Let's see what dragon is with you right now and is working with you. One second. All right, let's get you a dragon. Hi, Riri. Wow, that came out quick. Oh, wow. Who am I talking to? Black dragon from Saturn. This means you just passed a huge test, okay? You closed out some kind of crazy cycle, a crazy cycle that you learned a lot from, okay? Riri, leave her alone, please. Magenta dragon, okay, enables you to bring forward your soul wisdom, but this is accelerated ascension, okay? Awaken your soul memories and higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. I'm going to read this really quick. So you've closed out a huge cycle, you guys, and you're ascending now. Wow. Now, okay. You okay, Twitter? Okay, where is that? The black dragon from Saturn. There it is. 74. Sorry, guys, 1 second. So that is a fifth dimensional dragon, okay? And the magenta dragon is also a fifth dimensional dragon. Okay. Here we go. Wow. You guys, this is huge. Fifth dimensional black dragons work directly with the masters of, it's called Kishi, I think. Q-U-I-S-H-Y. The ascended aspect of Saturn. They help us to organize and apply ourselves to tasks, however small or large that they may be. Black indicates a feminine energy of rest, peace, and calm, which enables the wisdom to come forward. It could not do so if there was too much masculine thrust. These dragons work with Archangel Gabriel, who radiates pure white light. He is in overall charge of the base center, where we hold fifth dimensional spiritual discipline. This is what enables all the fifth dimensional chakras to anchor. Wow. Archangel Gabriel's energy balances that of the black dragons of Saturn. These dragons also carry the pure violet flame of transmutation, which is held in Saturn, and use it to dissolve thoughts that are not focused on the ultimate vision. So you could have been dissolving these negative thoughts lately that were taking you away from your mission here, okay? Okay. That's it. Yeah. That's all I want to read is that one, and then okay, that's it. So it says concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision, congratulate yourself, you have passed the test, okay? That's what that says. Now, the magenta dragon, I'm going to read that just a little bit about them, okay? Because I always pull the dragons, but we don't really meet the dragons and understand who they are, what they do, and I felt that they deserve that respect. Glorious, fifth dimensional magenta dragons accompany us on our eternal soul journey as we experience and learn from all the universes, planes, and dimensions. As they travel with us, they remind us that we are immensely wise and learned beings with so much to offer. Because we have gone through the veils of amnesia, we have forgotten who we truly are. As soon as magenta dragons connect with us, they prepare us to remember our unique role in this universe. This is what you're doing. You're remembering. They place us in an extraordinary deep pink flame of love, higher spiritual understanding and wisdom. They work with Archangel Mariel, M-A-R-I-E-L. Wow, Mariel, I've never heard of him or her, I don't know. Who is in charge of the soul star chakras of humanity. Holy moly. The dragons prepare the way so that the Archangel can wake us up at a deep soul level. Once we have woken, we can never see ourselves in the same way again. We recognize who we truly are and bring forward our soul wisdom. There's no going back here, you guys. You've closed out a cycle. Prepare for accelerated ascension.